It's a Maddill 2200. It's running a little slow today. Got water in the diesel. So we just drained some of it off and see if she goes a little better. There's a little hair crack in the tank somewhere on the edge. It's a real old machine. A lot of blow down there. This is dead pine and mixed with some fir, a little bit of hardwood. So it's kind of like you're doing some landscaping, which is really not what you want to do when you're trying to get production. But there's just so much fall. The big old birch there. You can tell it slowed down. It doesn't look big, but obviously was on the butt. The old fan on this one just hums. Let's do a pan around and zoom in up over here so you can kind of see what I mean about all the dead trees. There's a lot more than that. The camera's not picking it up very well. And it's all through there. Steep, fairly. But the rocks, it's a lot of rocks. Again, you'll notice more when it's cut. Can't really notice it with all the greenery, the low-lying shrubs in there. Again, you're going to hear some wind. It's just picking up now. Beautiful breeze considering that it's like 29 degrees. The only reason we're here right now is because we had a lot of heavy rain the previous 3 days, decreasing the risk of forest fires. Oh, there's a cool shot from the blade. Mind you, it doesn't take long to dull teeth here if you hit any of the rocks edges. So, if you like a low cut, you gotta be careful. And I know the skittermen appreciate a low cut. I've seen other blocks where they've got hung up in the middle because they were too high. As my dad would say, looks like the beavers got in here. ran this machine back in 2010 2010 and 2012. Now it's 2015. The other years, been on different machines, mostly John Deere's, a couple of Tiger Cats. I start to notice now, like it's cutting out a right of way there in the road, and there's a boundary line. So he's making a place to turn around up there for the skitterman. That way you can get a landing and a deck, so you're not hauling the wood always side to the road there. So they can process it for the log trucks, because they'll drive right up in there. Now, I haven't been on a buncher before, but when I come in here, I would say that would be the approach that I would use. Cutting the road, doing a circular motion, starting at the back of the block, working your way out all around this hill and pulling it out within so many feet of the road, so it can still be processed and then laid right there roadside, so they can load it onto the trucks. It's cutting all that deadfall and broken stumps in there before you can actually even get onto a tree. They're very brittle. You can hear them. You can see the stuff falling when I zoom back. For those of you who don't know, do you ever see a feller buncher sitting in the yard and the tracks are all rusted on top and you're like, oh wow, that's not good. Well, it happens to most of them. In just a few hours of working, it'll all come shiny again from moving around on the ground. It's just how it is. There's a nice tall tree there. Two of them. You just hear them when they fall. It's another old saying, reminds me of the bigger they come, the harder they fall. Got a birch there. Reaching in for another one. Not sure what it is. Might be a pine. Oh, it's another birch. What happens is, if you're courteous, you try to bunch the same types of wood together. A lot of the times they won't take the hardwood, depending on if they have any contract for the poplar. But you got to get it out of the way if it's in the way for other trees and the right of way of the road. Wow, that tree is so big, it's a fir, that it's like 3 16-foot pieces easy, maybe longer. Flipped back over. This couldn't handle the weight of it. And it was in the wrong direction. A lot of times you can do the cut and give it a shove with the head, but because of the way in cutting the road and the angle that it was on, it just didn't work out that way. This buncherman's very good because he likes to line up his bunches for the skittering. Takes a little extra time, but taking pride in his work. This is the first hour on the machine. So once you get back in the groove, things will move a lot faster. Another thing that's more difficult for this buncher, it doesn't have the 360 head. Almost all of them have that now. So if you're used to that, it's a lot better. Especially when you have all these blowdowns and everything. And some birds happening here on one of the decks. I just love to come in here and pick up any bugs there. Little Junko. Birds are hard to get in the lens because they're moving fast, unpredictable. And that machine, I can tell where it is. It's not gonna spin out of there too quick. The only thing that's moving fast is the head right now. I've used this machine before, but I hadn't used it long enough to be able to roll the tracks and move the wood at the same time quite fast like that. If you like playing video games, that's the way the controls are inside. One for each hand. And if I haven't already mentioned it, this one has a loud fan to keep it cool. Ordinarily, don't think you could hear that noise that much. There's some dust. And pause. Oh, it's a fir tree. Building a road. Cutting down some fir to get through. They had a big crunch when they hit. Rules are you have to leave so many per hectare. And you're not allowed to cut some of the bigger ones, so that's good. They make big booms when they hit. And this is why we're doing it. As you can see, a lot of dead pine in between. And when there's a forest fire, that stuff is worse than paper. It's just like best, pure as gasoline. Which reminds me, years ago when you threw gas on a brush fire, it was a big poof. Now with all the additives, it's like you threw part rainwater on it. So there's a look at why we're cutting in here.